Being a woman is the gift of God, and the menstrual cycle is the superpower. As a woman, I am feeling proud and happy to share about menstrual cycle. Dear listeners, be enthusiastic in listening the topic menstrual cycle. Let me first define what is menstrual cycle. The rhythmic series of changes in the sex organs throughout the reproductive life of a female primitive is known as menstrual cycle. In human females, the menstruation is repeated at an average interval of about 28 or 29 days, and the cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next one is known as menstrual cycle. Major events of menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle has four phases. The first is menstrual phase or bleeding phase. The second one is proliferative phase or follicular phase. Third one is ovulatory phase. And the fourth one is secretory phase or luteal phase. First, let me explain about the first phase, that is the menstrual phase. This phase is the beginning of menstrual cycle. It is characterized by the menstrual flow, that is bleeding through vagina, and this lasts for about 3 to 5 days. Menstruation occurs if the released ovum is not fertilized, due to which luteinizing hormone from the anterior lobe of pituitary gland is considerably reduced. The withdrawal of this hormone causes degeneration of corpus luteum, and therefore the progesterone production is reduced. Production of estrogen also reduces. This causes damage to the endometrium, and it results into breakdown of endometrial lining with its blood vessels. The degenerated debris of endometrium, which includes striped off endometrium, mucus, leukocytes, unfertilized ovum, along with the blood of the ruptured capillaries, are expelled out from the uterus that comes out of the body through the vagina. The lack of menstruation may be the indicative of pregnancy. However, it may also be caused due to mental stress, physical stress, or even poor health condition. By the fifth day, the bleeding usually stops. Now, let us see the second phase, that is proliferative or follicular phase. This phase extends from 6th to 13th day of the menstrual cycle. During this phase, the primary follicles in the ovary grow to become a fully matured Graafian follicle, and simultaneously the endometrium of the uterus regenerates through proliferation, and hence the name came like this. The ruptured blood vessels get repaired. These changes in the ovary and the uterus are induced by secretion of gonadotropin hormones, that is luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, that increases gradually during this phase. It stimulates the follicular development as well as the secretion of estrogens by growing follicles. At the end of this phase, endometrium becomes 2 to 3 millimeter thickness, and endometrial glands become coiled and screw shape occurs. The arterioles in the uterine wall also grow longer and branched and make the endometrium highly vascular. The next phase is ovulatory phase. It occurs on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. Both luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone attain a peak level on the 14th day. The rapid secretion of luteinizing hormone leading to its maximal level during the mid cycle is known as LH surge, that is luteinizing hormone surge. This induces the rupture of Graafian follicle and thereby release the ovum. This is called ovulation. The final phase is known as secretory phase. It lasts for 15th to 28th day of menstrual cycle. In this phase, the endometrium becomes highly vascular and glandular. The uterine glands secrete more and more mucus for nourishing the dividing egg. The uterus is ready for implantation. The remains of Graafian follicle develops into corpus luteum that secrete the progesterone hormone in large amount that is necessary for the maintenance of endometrium. This phase is also called luteal phase because of the formation of corpus luteum, which is functional only during this phase. During pregnancy, all events of menstrual cycle stops and there will be no menstruation. In the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates into a white mass called corpus albicans. This lowers the level of progesterone in the blood. The endometrium of uterus undergoes degeneration, which occurs from about 21st to 28th day of the ovarian cycle if egg is not fertilized. Now bleeding phase again occurs, which marks the onset of new menstrual cycle. So this is the cycle of menstruation. Now let me discuss about the hormonal control of menstrual cycle. Actually, there are 5 hormones that regulate the menstrual cycle. They are gonadotropin releasing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone,